Hey, you guys earned this. You got me to 15 likes on my last video. So I'm going to shuffle up and deal. So I really want to show you guys how consistent this deck is. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to cap and say that, oh, you know, this is the best deck ever. But when it gets off, it's pretty dangerous. If your opponent hand traps at the right time, you're cooked. If they hit that Spirit of Neos, you're more than likely cooked. But if they... For some reason, I swear to God, when I'm shuffling and cards fall out, it's always an ultimate rare. It's always like one of the most expensive cards in the deck that just like fall out. But if your opponent ashes, for example, a Hero Lives and you have a second one in hand, like you're set. If they hit you with a hand trap, like something like 1-to-1, you know, 1-to-1 hand trap, like Ash, Imperm, Veiler, you have a chance. If they droll you or if they shifter you, it depends where it is. And the worst roll that they can do is hit your engage. And I've noticed that just from playing. The worst thing they can do is droll your engage. Because if they droll your engage, once you add the poly and you summon Spirit, if you send Shadow Mist, those two just can't activate. So you just get your poly and you're pretty much cooked, because then you can't search your trap. You can't do much of anything else. So I've just shuffled. I'm going to do a quick 5-card hand and see what we've got. So that actually is full combo. If they Ash the Hero Lives, you're still kind of set. If they Ash the Stratos off of summoning the Hero Lives, you're kind of set. So I'm going to play this hand. I'm going to play this hand out. So I'm going to activate the Hero Lives. And yeah, we drew Burstinatrix, which I know people are going to give me shit for that. I don't care. I love Aviana Burstinatrix. I will never cut from my hero decks. And I feel like Jaden would never do that either. So Stratos is going to add us our Spirit of Neos. Where you at? Okay, so after we do that, you can do this one of two ways. You can use E-Call to get to Shadow Mist. And then once you get to Shadow Mist, you can summon out the Spirit and go from there. So I'm going to go Cross Keeper. Cross Keep to get to the Spirit. Spirit on summon is going to get me EN Engage Neospace. After I search the EN Engage Neospace, I'm going to not send the Aqua Dolphin. I'm going to leave that there. And I'm going to pitch the Shadow Mist, as well as either Panther or Mole from deck. I'm going to take Panther. And then I'm going to settle on summoning out the Grand Mole. On resolution, I'm going to get Poly. And then in a separate chain, Shadow Mist is going to activate to search me. Honestly, at this point, you can search whatever you want. Typically, I would be searching the Prisma off of her. And I will show you guys like the simple 2-card, but I just wanted to do a test hand just to show you how the deck can function. But I'm actually going to go ahead and grab the Liquid Soldier, so that way we can get some draws. We could just kind of overextend. We're going to go Spirit, go back to deck, summon out the OG Neos. Where's he at? Elemental Hero Spaceman. Then we're going to activate the Poly plus the Spaceman to get out into our copy of Infernal Rage. We are going to go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 on the Liquid Soldier, and then finally Chainlink 3 and banish the Crosskeeper. So since our chains resolve backwards, we're going to go Crosskeeper to draw 2 cards, and then we throw one back into the deck. I'm going to throw the Burstinatrix back in. And then we're going to get the Liquid Soldier draw, which is 1, 2. I'm actually going to go ahead and pitch the Prisma on that because he's kind of useless. After we do that, we're going to go ahead and add the Trap. After we add the Trap, we're going to go ahead and we're going to tribute off our Infernal Rage to make our Elemental Hero Sunrise. Sunrise on summon is going to grab us the Miracle Fusion. Now, here's where I haven't even normal summoned yet, so I don't really need to waste this card. I was thinking about using Fusion Deployment to get to the Aqua, but I haven't normal summoned yet because I Hero Lives this, and I EN Engage Neospace that. So I'm actually going to normal summon out the Aqua Dolphin. Pitching the Fusion Deployment, I'm going to get my opponent's hand knowledge and know whether I should go for the Cosmo Neos, the Shining Neos, or the Nebula Neos. So what we're going to do next, Since we actually have all three of our pieces that we need, Dark, Grand, and Aqua, as well as Neos somewhere. Neos is right there. We're going to go ahead and Miracle Fusion. I'm going to say we just fuse... Actually, I lied. I'm going to say we fuse for the Shining Neos Wingman, just to kind of put another threat on our board for our opponent to have to deal with. And I'm going to summon him. Switch that over. Right there. So, I'm going to go ahead and set the favorite contact. My opponent is going to draw their card. Draw for their draw phase. In their standby phase, I'm going to go favorite contact. Returning 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the bottom of my deck in any order that I choose. And then we're going to summon out Cosmo Neos. His effect's going to activate. It's not chainable. And your opponent cannot activate cards on the field. That means they can't activate Evenly Matched. They can't activate Super Poly. They can't activate Dark Lord. They can't activate a single thing. They can set. Okay. But really quick here, I want to talk about the diverging paths of favorite contact. So I summoned out Cosmo Neos. When you use Aqua Dolphin's effect, and it is pretty important that this card resolves, because when you use his effect, you're getting your opponent's hand knowledge. If your opponent has a lot of trapped cards, things like back row deck, like an Outlich deck, anything that they're going to be setting a bunch, Labyrinth is another one, a bunch of spells and traps, and then kind of passing. Okay. Dynamorphia, that's one that I played the other day. I played Dynamorphia, and dude set like 5 and passed. I Nebula Neos in the end phase, drew 5 cards. So odds are, if you're summoning out Nebula Neos, you're only going to want to do it if you're getting like 4 to 5 draws. If you get 4 to 5 draws after setting up a decent board, odds are you're going to get enough to break your opponent's board. Now, Shining Neos Wingman is one that is important, I think, and these are kind of interchangeable for decks that need a monster on field. So like Raid Raptor, Black Wings, things that like they have to, the way that they establish their board is by summoning something and then swarming. If they have no other way to special summon, if you destroy a monster that they summoned, they're kind of screwed. So I usually reserve Shining Neos Wingman for those kind of decks, and then Cosmo Neos for decks that just want to like pop off. So what I'm actually going to show you guys, I just showed you a test hand. Okay, that was not doctored, that was not set up at all. That was straight, just I shuffled and then I drew. I'm actually going to just literally take Ian Engage Neospace with Shadow Mist. These 2 cards are going to end on a crazy board, and the only 2 requirements, I guess 3, Prisma, Ian Wave, and Divine Neos in the extra deck. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to pop off, we're going to activate the Ian Engage, we're going to pitch the Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist is going to pitch either Dark or Grand. You don't want to pitch Aqua Dolphin on this. Then we're going to summon out the Spirit. We are going to, on resolution, grab the Poly. Poly's added the hand. We're going to go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Chainlink 1, he is going to grab the Stratos. This is going to grab the Ian Wave. And then she is going to grab the Stratos. So I think I did that backwards. It's Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. I should have grabbed Stratos first and then the Wave. Okay, so we activate Wave. We activate Spirit of Neos. Spirit of Neos is going to get us out into the Vanilla Neos. Once we get out into the Vanilla Neos, we are going to normal summon the Stratos. Stratos is going to actually normal summon is going to search on normal summon for the Prisma. We're going to go ahead and poly these 2 away into the Infernal Rage. On summon, we're going to go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Ian Wave is going to get to our Aqua Dolphin. And then this is going to get us to our trap. So if you already have the trap in hand, there's not really much else to search for because we're not playing more than one favorite target. But if you have the trap in hand, if you draw the trap off of like Liquid and Crosskeeper, as long as this is Chainlink 1, you can send it back and then re-get it off of him. You can kind of just use that as your discard. So I'm going to go ahead for Infernal Rage, tag out into the Sunrise. Sunrise is going to grab us the Miracle Fusion. You are then going to go ahead and use Aqua Dolphin's effect, pitching the Prisma, getting your hand knowledge from your opponent, and that's going to give you a good idea of what to go into next. We're going to activate the Miracle Fusion using Aqua, using Dark, using Shadow, using Infernal Rage, and using Neos. These are all going to mix together to make us an elemental hero, Divine Neos. Divine Neos is then going to banish the Prisma from grave to copy its effect. You're going to show your opponent one of your extra deck monsters. I'm going to show them Nebula Neos. And then I'm going to mill one of its material from deck to grave, which is going to be my last remaining Neospatian in deck, which is Grand Mole. And then I'm going to set the favorite contact. And then, like I said, with that hand knowledge, we're then next turn going to play off of what our opponent does. If we can summon out the Cosmo Neos, it's going to be the first option. So during my opponent's standby phase, we're going to activate favorite contact. If we're going for Cosmo Neos, if we want to go for Nebula Neos or even the Shining Neos, we're going to wait. But I'm going to play this example like we're going for Cosmo. So I'm going to go for favorite. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 are going to go to the bottom of my deck and summon out Cosmo Neos. Now, it's very important that you do these chains correctly, because this is going to activate and this is going to activate. You want to go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, so your opponent cannot respond and Veiler or Imperm this. If you do Chain Link 1 and Chain Link 2, that leaves you susceptible. So go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and here's another reason why. After that resolves, your opponent cannot hand trap you, cannot... actually, no, I think they can hand trap you. As long as it's not Imperm, they can still hand trap you. They can't activate anything on field. So like Dark Ruler No More is out, Evenly Match is out, Super Poly's out. You're pretty much they're not doing a damn thing except for summoning monsters, and you could do some stuff in grave. But anyway, Ian Wave is going to activate, and that is going to special summon our Stratos from grave. And our Stratos, since this was Chain Link 1, this is a win effect, not an if. This is the very last thing that happens. He gets summoned out, he gets his search. So you use his effect, and you get to a Spirit of Neos. You now have protection if your opponent goes to attack you. And I always put this guy in defense, because he's a little 300 defense. Your opponent's going to be very eager to attack that, and then you just go Spirit of Neos. I typically go Spirit of Neos to grab the instant contact. Okay. My opponent probably going to pass. If they actually can break this board, good on you. If you're at this point and you get broken, that's just bad luck. I'm not going to lie. So it's going to come back to me. I'm going to draw X card. I don't care what it is. I'm going to go Spirit, shoot Spirit back to deck. As long as X card wasn't Neos, we should be good. It wasn't, so we're going to get Neos out. And then what we're going to do is, depending on what my opponent has on their board, we are going to instant contact for one of 3 cards. We're either going to go Dark, Air, or we're going to go Grand, really depending on what they have. If we need to remove, say they got something on board that is like, I don't know, something that can actually break our board, we could summon Grand. If it's something that can't be destroyed by battle or card effect, we Grand and just compulse it back to extra deck. If it's something to be better off negating, we go Dark Neos, negate it, and call it. If they've done nothing and they're just pretty much wide open, you can go Air Neos. Especially if you went like a Hero Lives and you've lost life points, that's really good. It really just kind of depends on what your opponent's board is looking like. So, guys, that's the deck. That's the concept. It's really, really fun. It does really, really surprisingly well, even against like good decks. Even against some decent decks in this format, it does surprisingly well. As long as you win die roll and as long as you're not getting swamped by 25 hand traps. It can happen. It does happen. You just kind of have to roll with the punches and go, GG, man. That's it. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a lot more uploading. We are so back.